What's up, team? Mikey Bell here with Outdoor Adventure Training, and today we're bringing to you a fun 30-minute follow along BOSU Ball workout for hikers. If you're a hiker and you have a BOSU Ball, this is the routine for you. We're gonna be building balance and plyometrics, some strength endurance. We're moving in all different planes of motion, in the sagittal plane, frontal back, in the frontal plane, side to side, and in the transverse plane, that building that rotational strength. Really, all of these things are super important because when you're out on the trail, you're gonna be faced with some dynamic conditions. There might be loose rocks, there might be big, awkward steps, and the BOSU Ball is an amazing tool to challenge your balance and make sure you are ready to tackle anything that comes your way. This workout is pulled from our Backpackers Boot Camp program, a 90-day periodized training program designed for hikers and backpackers to build strength and muscular endurance and the cardiovascular fitness so you can crush your favorite hikes with confidence and enjoyment. That's enough of me talking. We'll grab your BOSU Ball, open the Outdoor Adventure Training app, click on the BOSU Hiker Workout, and unfortunately, we're not actually starting with the BOSU Ball yet. Like with every single one of our Outdoor Adventure Training workouts, we have to start with a dynamic warm-up to get the joints and the muscles ready to go. So we're just gonna start off with some ankle circles, balancing on one leg. We're just doing 15 seconds on each side here. This is about a 5-minute warm-up routine, hitting all the essentials to make sure you're ready for the demands of this BOSU Ball workout. Switch to the other leg here. Just working on articulating that ankle. Ankle strength and stability is so important for hikers. We have a video for that. I'll leave a link in the corner up here. Transitioning to knee circles now. I'm really tracing big circles with the knee pushing forward to the side, all the way forward to the other side, and getting full extension on the way back. So we're stretching out hamstrings, hips, getting some quad activation. We'll switch directions here, nice and easy. Getting the joints warmed up. Okay, next we got a walking lunge and twist. So I'm striding out into a walking lunge position, rotating back to center, alternating to the other leg. We are doing some lunges, some split squats in today's workout. Very diligent about adding movement specific dynamic stretches into these workouts. So when we hit set one, you've already done a few lunges. Your legs are already a little warmed up. Shake it out. We got butt kicks next. 40 seconds of these. Getting the heart rate up is really the primary goal. Working on kicking the heel towards the butt, or glutes, excuse me. Really don't need to travel all that far. I'm working out in a small space here. Getting the quads warmed up, hammies warmed up. Getting the cardio, the heart pumping. It's hot in the garage gym today. 82 degrees. It's gonna be a sweat fest, I'm sure. Some of my favorite workouts though. Okay, we're transitioning to a slowed down version of the butt kick, which is the walking quad. Opposite leg, opposite hand. Just a brief tug. Get that quad stretched out. Already feeling those first beads of sweat. Mostly because of how toasty it is in the gym today. It's August, it's hot here in Southern Oregon. It's smoky, unfortunately, but it's just an opportunity to train. Don't get too bummed out when it's smoky. It can't last forever. Side lunges, striding it out, good stretch through the adductors and the inner thigh, getting good activation through that leg, back to center, alternating to the other side. We are gonna be doing some side squats on the BOSU Ball today, so if you wanna work multiple reps, that's great. A lot of the exercises we're doing today, at least in the leg circuit of the workout, are equal parts flexibility and mobility and strength and stability, which is why I love the BOSU ball, because there's so many variations of those sorts of exercises. Last one here, inchworm, my favorite dynamic stretch of all time, walking our hands out to a high plank. Throw a push-up in there if you want. We're gonna be doing some in our workout today. Somewhat of a downward dog position, and then small steps on the toes. Walking in, only as far as you can go while maintaining relatively straight knees, and then extend it back out to your plank. Another push-up, why not? I was recently informed that I have clients that skip the inchworm. The inchworm? You should look forward to the inchworm, man. Great way to open up the hamstrings, get the upper body warmed up, get the core engaged. Stretch it out through the calves a little bit. Good dynamic stretch. I want another push-up or two. Nice work. Okay. Short little rest. Grab a drink of water. I got my water bottle handy, and I am sure gonna need it because of how hot it is today. So we're starting with a bit of a extended warm-up, if you will. These are definitely stability and plyometric focused exercises. So stability BOSU ball hop. Round side of the BOSU. I'm working on just a subtle little hop using all the phases of jumping. So loading, popping, stabilizing, really balance, right? I want to feel that you're secure before you hop or step off the ball is totally appropriate too. So again, I'm hopping. My goal is to stabilize in the squat position. Hopping off. I'm gonna pull this back just a titch. Okay, again, so load and pop. Really emphasizing a soft landing on the BOSU and on the ground. We need to absorb through the ankles, knees, and hips to achieve that. Notice my posture as I land. My chest is up. Nice work. We're flipping that BOSU over now. We're gonna do a flat single leg isometric load. You could certainly do this with no weight. I'm gonna grab a light dumbbell here. Foot right in the middle of the ball. Okay, I'm not just statically standing on the BOSU. I'm bending the knee, ankle, hip, staying low and externally rotated. I'll demo that on the next one when I'm facing you. Chest is up, a lot of core engagement, glute, hamstring, quad engagement, lower leg engagement, hang in there. Stay as low as you can for these last 10 seconds. Feeling it. Whew, nice work. Short little rest. Doing the left leg now, staying on the flat side. I'm gonna do this facing you so you can see what I'm talking about with my knee. It's all in the setup, team. Make sure the center of your foot is right in the center of that ball. Bending the knee. Now notice where my knee is in relation to my second and third toe, meaning I'm not letting it collapse. I'm not pushing the BOSU really far forward. I'm trying to keep it totally flat. Bending through the knee, hip, isometrically squeezing the glutes and hamstrings. That isometric strength goes a long way on the trail. Whew, nice work. I'm gonna keep it with the 20-pound dumbbell. Again, you do not need to use weight. It's extra credit. We're flipping the BOSU over, repeating this on the other side. Here we go, right side. Or left side, I think is what the app is telling me, but you do you at home. I like going right first sometimes. Bending the knee, bending the ankle. Definitely more foot and ankle strength required here. Again, if you're not using weight, it's all good. If you need a little external support from a wall or a dowel or a trekking pole, nothing wrong with that. Nice work. Switching legs. These will get your heart rate, I shouldn't say your heart rate up, it'll make you sweat because you're working. You should be really working on activating all of the muscles in the lower leg. I'll do this facing you again, straight towards you, paying attention to what my foot, ankle, knee are doing. You'll notice if that arch collapses, you're done. So we got to keep that external rotation of the foot, creating a strong arch in the foot. Really imperative to have strong feet and ankles. For hiking in the mountains, you can't have weak little city ankles going out there. Just kidding. You shouldn't though. Nice. I'm gonna put this weight down for now. Might utilize it again. Single leg stability hop. So the same stability hop we did earlier on one leg now. I'm gonna listen to the app here. Go lefty first. Okay, so here we go. Load and pop. Be careful here. If you're not comfortable, stick to 2 legs. Balance, stabilize. I want to see good control. Hopping off. I want to see good control on both ends of that. Let's refine that. Here we go. Load and pop. Stabilize. Use your core. Balance. Hopping off. A few more now. Load and pop. Let's get one more really clean rep. Here we go. Really focus on your landing. Load, pop. Stabilize. Hop off. Nice work. Those are not easy. If you're struggling with that, no worries. Use 2 legs. It's all good. You'll get better in time. If the height is an issue, you could jump off a weight or a little bit of a step. Number 1 rule, don't get hurt training. Here we go. Right leg, load and pop. Stabilize. Soft landing. Load and pop. Plyometrics, reactive training, really tough to beat when it comes to sport-specific training for hiking or trekking, backpacking, even trail running, any trail-oriented sport. A lot of the training is similar. Load and pop. Stabilize, core engagement. Last one for good measure. Woo! Okay, short rest. We're gonna stay on the round side. We got 2 rounds of some leg exercises now. First round, I'll do no weight, just to be nice. Second round, we're gonna add some external resistance, which of course is optional. But if you're training for hiking, especially if you live in an area where you don't have access to a lot of elevation gain, super, super important to work in some external resistance. BOSU split squat. My right foot is on top of the BOSU, my left leg is back, I'm on that back left toe, and I'm dropping the knee down towards the floor, loading off this front foot back up to center. Sinking down. You're gonna feel a stretch through that quad and hip flexor of the back leg, back up to center. Sinking it down as low as you can go while maintaining integrity through your technique. A lot of core engagement, stay balanced. So we're working quad in the back, glute and hammy in the front. Short little rest. Switching legs. Some variations of this we'll show you on the next round. If you want an added challenge, squared up, balance, totally appropriate to be close to a wall or have trekking poles or a wooden dowel. Sinking low. Pay attention to what your foot is doing. Pay attention to what your knee is doing. We don't want it to collapse. Keeping it externally rotated for that glute and hamstring engagement, sinking down. Also, I just noticed my heel is pushing in and my toes coming up. Stay balanced through that whole foot. Really good stretch through that back leg. Nice work. Okay, we're staying on the round side of the BOSU ball. We're gonna do a side squat, okay? So More or less the same thing we were just doing. It's gonna use much different muscles, and we're working now in the frontal plane, which means we're moving side to side. So getting set up, both of my feet more or less parallel. I'm fairly wide. I'm sinking low on this left side. A lot of loading going on here. Pushing back up to center. Staying low. Again, you should feel perhaps a little stretch in the adductor, the inner thigh of the straight leg. And simultaneously, we're getting a lot of quad, glute, and hamstring activation on the loaded leg, some oblique and core stability required to maintain excellent posture, right? I'm not doing this kind of crap. That's unacceptable. We're staying up high, dropping low, finishing the rep with good style.
BOSU side squats.
Switching legs here, getting set up. This is a great one for skiing. We're not far away from the ski workouts, folks.
BOSU side squat.
Staying low, up to center. Really working on range of motion, right? Again, that equal part, mobility and strength is so important, and the BOSU Ball is such a good tool for that. And if you're training for hiking, do not overlook the mobility. I can't tell you how many people I work with end up with an injury and they are out and they are not doing what they love. Don't let it be you. We got a bunch of mobility exercises and routines on this channel. Free resources. And they're in all of our training programs because it's so important. Flipping it over, BOSU Ball, single leg RDL. One of my favorite exercises of all time. Balancing one leg, flat side. You should know where you're at by now with balancing on one side. Here we go. Chest up, I'm working my single leg RDL. Really good technique. Got a whole video on how to do a single leg RDL up in the corner here. Hinging at the hip, letting it hang. Big stretch in the hamstring. Notice I'm straight from the crown of my head to my heel. Glutes and hamstrings up to center. If hamstring flexibility is a struggle for you, you don't need to go down any further than right here, right? We're really working on that good spine alignment and looking for that glute and hamstring activation. Woo! I am dripping. It's hot in here. Not that this is a very intense workout. A lot going on though. Anytime you add a level of instability, you're gonna be working harder than you otherwise might. Okay, I'm starting in my finishing position. Chest up, glute engaged, letting it hang. Ooh, really good stretch through the hamstring. Coming up to center, whoa, balance. Keep that BOSU flat, team. If you're doing these and pushing your BOSU really dramatically in either direction, you either need to readjust your posture or decrease your range of motion, or rather readjust your stance on the BOSU. Let it hang. Less confident on my left leg.
10 seconds. In there.
Couple more.
You're done in 3, 2.
Awesome, great work. Okay, short little rest. Going through that cycle again, starting with a split squat. We're gonna give you a few options here. Number one, I am gonna add a little bit of resistance, just 20 pounds. I think that's appropriate for me today. If you are holding resistance, hold it on the leg that's forward to load that front leg. You could also hold a medicine ball, whatever's comfortable for you. The other thing we're gonna try to implement is driving this knee over the toe. Really looking for deep hip flexor, quad stretch in the back leg, and really amazing activation through the quads, glutes, hamstrings of the front leg. Notice I'm not overarching in my back. My core is engaged to counter that. Chest is up, back to center, sinking it down. Woo! Balance, range of motion, activation. That's what the BOSU is all about. One more.
Done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice work. For this next set, switch to the left leg.
Split squat.
I'm gonna go straight on so you can pay attention to what the knee is doing. It's really important, which is why I stress it so much. Most knee injuries happen when you get that valgus, inward motion of the knee. Don't let it be you. Getting set up here. I'm not perfect. Sinking down deep. Driving out. Focus, core engaged. If you ever start to feel your balance is like, whoa, activate your core and you'll almost immediately come back to midline, provided you've been doing some core training, which if you haven't, we got endless resources for that on YouTube and in our programs. Nice work. Side squat next. I find holding a dumbbell for this one's a little awkward. I'm gonna hold a medicine ball. I'll go lefty first so she doesn't get mad at me. Here we go. I'm gonna go big or go home. 25 pounder, left leg up, right leg out wide, holding the weight underneath, sinking down. Really good glute, external rotator activation. This guy's just talking nonstop, man. Get on that BOSU. I actually really love this new feature on the app. It auto plays the video, so you can just kind of follow along.
10 seconds. Hang in there.
Getting low. Good activation. One more.
Done in 3, 2,
Nice work. Switching sides here. Let's switch up the angle a little bit.
Side squats.
I want to show you a few things. So where your knees track is really important. We don't want the knee caving in, which is tricky in an exercise like this because my knee's already in from my big toe, but I'm really gonna strive to get it out over my toes for that great glute activation. And of course, quads, hammies. I love holding the ball here in this goblet position because it gets a lot of core engagement. 10 seconds.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
One more.
3, 2, 1.
Nice work. Gonna be done with the medicine ball.
BOSU
Single leg RDL.
Left side.
Last set of these guys. I'm gonna grab a little weight. I'm gonna stick with my trusty 20 for today. Been working out a lot this week due to the smoke. Can't really get outside, so here we are. Letting it hinge, letting it hang. Much more activation with that added resistance. We're going slow and steady. All about control. I do not like how much my BOSU is wobbling. Come on. Chest up. Bend in the knee. Slight bend. Great activation up.
10 seconds left. Hang in there. You're done in 3, 2,
Nice work. We're gonna switch legs here
10 seconds.
to the other side. I know
Right side.
they're saying I'm backwards on my legs, but it's all good. I'm just habitually starting with the right. Okay, here we go. Last set of these. Letting it hinge and hang. Really good stretch. Up. I just like bringing this other leg because it tells my brain that I've completed the repetition. Otherwise, people will tend to do this motion here, which we want to really get that full hip extension, glute engagement. That's what's going to make us strong through the posterior chain, which will help you walking uphill, walking downhill even. All about balance. Couple more.
Hang in there.
Let it hang. Last one. Nice work. Okay, short little rest. Now we got a core circuit. I am sweating. 5 exercises. We got some knee-ins, some other kinds of knee-ins, some push-ups, some twists. Should be a lot of fun. Here we go. We're starting with just a high plank alternating knee-in. So your hands are gonna be on top of the BOSU ball,
alternating knee-in.
centered over the top, and then just one leg at a time. I know I'm starting early. You can too if you're keen. Just driving one knee
BOSU alternating
between
knee-ins.
the arms, just 45 seconds. We're not doing mountain climbers. Our goal isn't cardio per se. Our goal here is core activation, hip flexor activation. So important for hiking to have strong hips in the front and the back. I like to think about my arms as a goalpost. My knee is the ball, scoring points. Keep those hips forward. I'm not up super high, hips are low.
In there. You're done in 3, 2,
Woo! Flip her over. We're sitting on the BOSU next. But don't worry, we're not breaking. Oh my goodness, I'm sweating. A V-sit knee in. This one's all about positioning. I like sitting just on the front side of the center of the ball, rocking back, so I'm on my tailbone. I'm gonna start with my hands on the ball, working hip and knee extension in towards the chest. That's it. The V-sit knee in. Core and hip flexor exercise. If you're a real stud, which I may or may not be today, oh, hands up overhead. Not today. I want to have excellent form, but that's an option if you're there. Extend, in, extend, in.
hang in there.
Ton of activation.
You're done in 3, 2,
Nice work. Flipping the ball over yet again.
BOSU Spider-Man push-ups.
Spider-Man push-ups. We'll give you some options here. If you can't do push-ups, no worries. If you can't do push-ups, you're in a high plank, you're gonna work on bringing one knee to the same elbow and alternating sides. Great glute and oblique engagement. But again, if you really want to challenge, you're gonna come down into your push-up and simultaneously bring the knee to your wrist. And then switch to the other side. Get low, knee to wrist. Nice and slow. Full body exercise right here.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
One more.
You're done in 3, 2,
Woo! Flip that ball over. You already knew. Russian twist on the BOSU. I'm gonna grab a light medicine ball. I find it actually helps. Not necessary though. If you don't have a medicine ball, you could just do a cherry picker variation, arm side to side. I'm gonna hold the medicine ball. I'm gonna try to touch the ball to the ball, up and over to the other side. Heels are staying off the ground, rotating through the upper body. A lot of hip flexor activation, obliques, core. I am absolutely dripping in sweat because it's now 83 degrees in here. Raising the temp. Up and over. Big circles. Come on, hang in there.
you're done in 3,
Woo! Nice work. No more ball.
15 seconds.
You guessed it. We're flipping it over.
Plan.
Low plank, okay? So forearms on the flat side of the BOSU, just like a normal low plank, but we're gonna make it hard. Last set, best set, baby. Here we go. Low plank. If you're struggling and you barely got this, just hang out right here. If you want an added challenge, you can add some subtle but very effective dynamic movement to the BOSU. Little front to back, little side to side. You could also just hang in there. Glutes engaged. Leave it to a plank in 83 degrees to make you sweat. Come on, team, you're almost there. Towards the end of this good workout, finish strong, get it done. Almost there, come on.
You're done in 3, 2.
Woo! Nice work, good job. Way to get it done. Thank you so much for joining me in this hot and sweaty 30-minute BOSU Ball workout for hikers. Again, if you're training for hiking specific objectives, backpacking, trekking, check out outdooradventuretraining.com. We have a bunch of different training programs that are sure to meet your needs. Once again, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time here at Outdoor Adventure Training.